I just did the blower motor on the 2008 Nissan Sentra. All this interior comes off. These covers come off. A couple 10 mils over here in the corners by the speakers. The speakers gotta disconnect the wires. Underneath you have 10 mils, about 3 T20 Torx screws. A lot of this plastic just pops off, but it's kind of tricky on this car because this has to come off, this trim piece, for the glove box. There's a couple screws under it. On the other side, this can stay. But to remove this, you have to take off this trim for the radio first. This trim is behind the other trim bezel. To get this off, you got to remove this control head for the AC. That's behind, that's over that. And to get that off, you got to take this off. So really you start with the shifter and this top piece. And the shifter is a little tricky because there's a hidden fastener there. When it's off, it just pushes on, but to get this thing off, you got to pry down the chrome cover and then get the clip out of there with a flathead screwdriver or a pick. There's a little clip, like a U-clip. Take that clip out of there and the shifter slides right up. Then you can take this trim piece off, a couple connectors, take this off, then you can take that radio whole unit out. There's 4 screws for that, 2 here, 2 Phillips underneath, and then there's a couple Phillips here. Just holding this side, this side panel wraps around and it has to come out. You can sneak it out. You leave this in place, pop the cover over here off. There's a Torx T20, and you can kind of finagle it right here. Just leave the bottom, but get the top out of there. Even though the bottom clips in, you can get it off. The lower panel here comes off. There's a metal knee brace for 10 mils that comes off. Drop the steering column with 4 12 mils and take this piece, pops right off. There's 3 Phillips holding the cluster in, a couple connectors. I think for this panel there's only 1 Torx, and then there's the hood release cable you could take off and the OBD2 connector just to get the panel out. And A-pillar trims, and there's another connector over here for, I think, the antenna that you can leave there. Just take the whole dash, lay it diagonal. The last thing over here would be 2 studs for the airbag brace. The cover here is 2 10 mils nuts come off the studs, and that's about it. There's really nothing really fancy about it, just a lot of plastic. And the blower motor comes right out the middle after you move